The devil got hold of me. He said you take control of me. Welcome to the mind of a maniac. Welcome to the mind of a maniac. Welcome to the mind.
That I'm no longer welcome to the G. And I find that shit all running on the governor on the street. That boy say, I seen your threats on the tweets that you said you down. That boy say, I seen your threats and all your tweets about what you gonna do to me. That they gonna present itself, the nigga, we gonna see.
Remember, that's been a 2-year thing. It's been a 2-year thing. 2 weeks before, they're like, oh, we found some DNA. Nigga, you found DNA? What you mean you found some DNA? Nigga, you had the car. They've had the car that the dudes were killed in for 2 years. 2 years. Let me keep reading. Broward Sheriff's Office Crime Lab. DNA section records production. And it's 66 pages that they're sending to Melly to say, oh, so they're telling judge, oh, hey judge, we got something else. We got to bring into court. Something else. We're gonna send it to the defendant as we have to do because it's discovery. Is 66 pages of DNA. What? Nigga, what you mean? Then they said, I hereby certify true copy, blah, blah, is furnished, that they have electronically sent it to the attorney for the defendant, and I won't read out the attorney name. So 2 days ago or 3 days ago, they submitted DNA evidence against Melly. If you don't think they're trying to bury this young man, you are crazy. Y'all had the car that those dudes were killed in for 2 years. How do you get the DNA findings now? Now, here's the thing.
I don't know what they're going to say when they get to trial, if they're going to say anything. The reason that the girlfriend is important is because Melly, 14 days afterwards, texts her, or snaps her, sends her a snap. And this is what he says. This fella saved my life. He coming everywhere with me because if them crackers come grab him, it's my fault. You forgot. I keep Bortland with, cause at the end of the day, he did one of the realest shit in my life. Now, this is what it says in the affidavit of the complaint. These are interesting statements as they are referencing Demon's loyalty in association with Henry. They also suggest that Henry was loyal to him because he is the one that drove to the bodies to the hospital and dealt with law enforcement. The statements also support the belief that Demons is the shooter, and the evidence leads back to him, and any further cooperation by Henry would be damaging to Demons. Now, here's the thing that I think about that. I don't know if he's cooperating or not, but why the heck is he out? So Henry is out on bond, and he actually violated his terms and conditions of release. You tell me he ain't going to be a snitch? Because I looked up his case file, and there's nothing. I mean, he's not really litigating this thing at all. So, and that just might be because he's waiting for his turn at trial. They're not going to try these guys together, so we'll see. Now, I remember when I told you about self-snitching? If you remember where they were sitting, Melly was in the rear seat on the driver's side. Okay? Both people were shot, and their wounds went from left to right. And the evidence is more consistent with them being shot inside the vehicle. And then when they did the analysis, they had a dog, and the dog took them to a particular spot, and they found 8 casings and glass, which was a different spot than where Melly said this happened. And all the bullet holes were on the right side of the vehicle, the 8 shots. And they were all from right to left, making it look like it was staged, okay? And so when you have all this mounting dishonesty and the things that just are not adding up for Melly, and it's a mountain of evidence. It's, the affidavit's like 14 pages long, and it is pretty clear that they've got him where they want him. But they could always want more evidence, right? Well, they had cell phone tower records, And the cell phone tower records show exactly their path, and it was not the same path that Melly said to the cops. They've got camera footage showing who was in what car when. They've got forensic evidence showing the trajectory of the bullets. And they also have the trajectory of the bullets inside the vehicle that came from outside the vehicle. So what they do is they take these poles and or strings and they just follow it to the exit. They have it coming in the door, and wherever it goes, that's because it's a straight line. It's not consistent with what the other wounds are. They also show that the vehicle made a U-turn and then went in a different direction than Melly said it did. And there's no evidence that there was another car right next to him. I always like a good fight in court. I absolutely do. And this is a death penalty case. This is a very serious case. I'm hoping he's got a better shot than what I'm saying, but I'm just kind of going by what the court filings have been and going by what I think is going to happen here at this case. So,
You pussy ass bitches.
Oh.
All y'all fuck ass, wanna be famous ass bitch ass niggas hitting my line talking about keep your head up. Y'all bitch ass niggas, man. I don't fuck with y'all.
Oh.
Hey, look.
Oh, wait.
I'm finna say one thing.
Oh, wait.
It's at 1,000. Oh, it's at 2,000. Look at what though? No cap. Hey, look. Before I get off this bitch, hey, I want y'all to know one thing, bro.
Fuck y'all.
Chill out, bro. I'm saying. Look. I want y'all to know one fucking.
You ready?
Yeah.
Come on.
I want y'all to know one thing. One fucking thing, bro. One thing. Listen. Hold up, what? Leave me the fuck alone. Period. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't tell me keep my head up. Don't tell me none of that fake ass shit y'all talking about. If you want my nigga before this, and you want to hit me up on a daily basis or a weekly basis before this shit, don't fucking hit me up because you fake as fuck. So leave me alone. All the way. Don't text me. Fuck you. All the way. And I mean that. So don't text me. I don't give a fuck.
I was posting on my Instagram and I was like, man, any nigga that fuck with this nigga, I did this strictly because I know Vaughn was going to see for real. I did it strictly because I knew he was going to see. That's just how I did it. I'm like, man, any nigga that's fucking with a nigga who killed they two homies, man, I can't fuck with them. So Vaughn was mad. He obviously knew I was talking about him. For what the fuck, I think he texted my phone. He hood your bitch ass. You always running your mouth about some shit. Roll out the bam. Folks, you know me. Like I don't y'all be scared of niggas. I ain't no nigga. I'm not finna text back and forth no nigga. I call folks quick as hell. Like folks, who the fuck is you talking to, nigga? And we started conversing and walked the bam. And long story short was, folks, he said it but not trying to say it. He ended up telling me that he killed his homies, but he killed them because they was extorting him. Y'all heard what I just said? This nigga did kill his two homies, but he killed his two homies because they was extorting him. How in the fuck?
What you talking about? I ain't kill nobody. What you talking about? I ain't kill nobody. What you talking about? I ain't kill nobody.
What?
I ain't seen robbing nigga, bugging nigga. Oh, cap. Fuck school. Thought I was dumbass. They said that. Everybody thought I was going to be in prison for the rest of my life. All these crazy things. Look at me, you pussy ass Vero Beach High School teachers. I get way more money than all y'all hoes. I'm not bragging though, I'm just saying, you fuck ass, you pussy ass teachers. Shout out to Mr. McDonald. Shout out to Mr. McDonald though, cause you know what I'm saying, he told me, he was like, yeah bro, you gonna be a rapper. Science teacher at Vero Beach, 10th grade. Motherfucking, what other teacher? Fuck all of them. Fuck the rest of them. And I meant motherfucking say, shout out to my middle school assistant principal, Mr. Kinsey. Real shit. Hey, Gifford Middle. Oh yeah, Gifford Middle. We can take it back up. We can take it back to Gifford Middle. When I was the baddest kid in school, no cap. Pussies, take it back there, bitch ass nigga. Huh? What you talking about? Y'all niggas ain't doing shit, dog. You talking all that shit. They just so. I'm the flies nigga. I am the flies nigga out of Gifford. And the richest flies nigga ever step foot in Gifford. Me, bitch. Me, Mua. Fuck y'all. And the 772. The 772. But I ain't gonna say fuck the whole 772. Cause there's some PSL niggas still fuck with it. I don't fuck. You know what I'm saying? I've been robbing y'all niggas. Y'all little bitch ass niggas. Not all y'all though, not all y'all bitches, but majority wins. You know what I'm saying? Majority wins. Stewart though, Stewart still fuck with the nigga heavy. Shout out to Stewart. Yeah. Shout out to Stewart. But man, you niggas know what time it is, man. Fuck ass niggas know I got big boy stripes out there. Walk through that bitch, you nigga. Man. Fuck you, Melly. Fuck. Yeah, fuck that nigga Melly. I ain't Melly no more. I'm gonna tell you, bitch ass. I'm no longer Melly. I have been cloned. My name is Melvin. and Melvin don't give a fuck no more. Melvin doesn't give a fuck. And just like, damn, bro, stop talking to these hoes about me, bro. Cause they gon' tell me what the fuck you. Stop talking to these hoes. Stop talking to these niggas bringing up fairy tales about shit y'all didn't do. Stop bringing up licks that I hit for myself. That you wasn't there. Bitch, you rapping about my life. You niggas a pussy to me. You niggas a pussy to me. You ain't do none of that shit you. Man, look. You pussy ass niggas ain't on none of that shit you fucking rapping. You niggas ain't do nothing. I did it. I did everything. You niggas ain't do nothing. Y'all called me a crash dummy and shit. Cause I was doing that shit. Nah, bitch, I know what I'm wet. You bitch ass nigga know where I stayed at. Y'all be on the saying. Every pussy ass nigga in Gifford know this one fact. All the niggas I robbed. I can't. Woo! I'm gonna say the motherfucking names on this pussy, on this bitch. Listen. I almost said the names on this bitch, but one of them motherfuckers. Scooter. Hey, look. One more thing though. One more fucking thing though. One more fucking thing before I get off this pussy ass internet. Every nigga I robbed from Gifford called my mama.
And that's fact.
You niggas call my mama. I could put up the phone log on you bitch ass niggas, man. Hey, you niggas was scared of me and you called my mama. That's all you ask my mama. Ask my mama, bitch. Y'all the reason my mama know how I'm living. Cause y'all pussy ass niggas.
Melly. His name is Janelle Maurice Demons, born May 1st, 1999. Obviously, he's very young. Known professionally as YNW Melly, Young Nigga World. Is an American rapper and singer. He is best known for his songs Murder My Mind, Mixed Personalities, and he did a song with Kanye West, Suicidal, okay? And he also did one featuring Juice WRLD as well, a remix, I believe. And then in November 2019, he released his debut album, Melly vs. Melvin, peaking number 8 on the Billboard. So the reason why it's called Melly vs. Melvin, guys, that this he said in interviews before that he has 6 different personalities and the world's only been exposed to 3 of them, okay? And we're going to touch on that a little bit more later on because I don't know if he's all there mentally, but fantastic musician. In February 2019, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and faced life imprisonment for the death penalty if convicted. He's also the suspect of a 2017 murder of a sheriff's deputy in Gifford. And this is where he's originally from, guys, Gifford, which is up there by, it's a little north past Fort Pierce. Very small town, less than 10,000 people there. Poor town, medium income is about $35,000 per year. And he was raised by his mom. His mom had him when he was 14 years old, guys. So I've done a little bit of research on his background and everything. So let's go over his criminal history real quick. And I just want to make this very clear, guys. Like, your criminal history doesn't necessarily make you guilty, okay? Most of the time, your criminal history is used as an enhancement for when you actually do get convicted, okay? Especially in the federal system. In the state, I don't know how much it weighs, but in the federal system, your past convictions, remember, not just your past arrests, your past convictions, definitely add to your sentence. So, let's see here. So he got arrested before for 1 count of discharging a firearm in public after firing shots at 3 people near Vero Beach High School. And he spent a year in jail because of that. In 2017, he was arrested again for violating probation, spent several months in jail, released in 2018. And then on June 30th, 2018 in Fort Myers, Florida, who's arrested for possession of marijuana, possession of weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, and drug paraphernalia. And then he was arrested again January 3rd, 2019 in Fort Myers, possession of marijuana. And then February 12th is obviously the case we're going to talk about now, okay, which is the double homicide, all right, the alleged double homicide. So, and then this one as well here, he was basically, the complex reported that him and his buddy Bortland, who's his co-defendant, who we're going to talk about here in a second, his name is YNW Bortland, a.k.a. real name Cortland Henry, was also a suspect in that. A stray bullet basically hit an off-duty Indian River County Sheriff's Office deputy. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a basic overview of what happened. They were coming from a music studio, right? And when they were coming from the music studio, they said that they got shot at by a drive-by shooting. And basically the police didn't buy the story. They did a lot of investigation, which we're going to break down here in thorough detail. And basically, this is a very strong case from what I've read, guys. And I want you guys to go along with me here so you guys can let me know what you guys think. But the case is heavily circumstantial, okay? And what circumstantial evidence means, guys, is that on its own independently, the evidence is weak, but when you combine it with other pieces of circumstantial evidence, it builds a story and makes the case far stronger, okay? So this case is heavily circumstantial, but the way the prosecution is going to present the case and the way the prosecution has already shown the facts, there's really no other real viable option, okay? Break this down for y'all. So cell site data, phone data, etc. So you can do something called a ping warrant, which is when you basically like can find, right? You can like actively track someone's phone, right? You apply, hey, I believe this subject is involved in drug trafficking, or I believe this subject is involved in money laundering or whatever, and I need his location to actively build an investigation on him because I can't surveil him, right? So that's one thing. Then you got historical cell site data, which will let you basically get the guy's pattern, right? Almost like of where his phone was located over a period of time. This is very common in murder cases, drug trafficking cases, anything where like something crazy happened and they need to be able to establish the location of the individual when said crime occurred. So obviously they have all, see how the detectives are building a case? So they get all these inconsistent stories. First they got Henry going in there saying, oh, we got hit with a drive-by shooting, right? Then they got Withers saying, oh, Melly was with me in the car. Then they go and get the footage at the music studio, see that that's not true, that those two guys lied. Then on top of that, the projectiles don't line up with the way the guys were wounded, right? Which we're going to talk about that in even more detail, right? And then they found a shell casing in the car when they did the search warrant of the car. So from there, now they have enough probable cause to say, hey, judge, I need to know where Melly was, and Bortland was, the two defendants, and I need to also know where this Withers guy was, right? So what they're effectively doing now is they're getting everyone's location with timestamps to match it back to the solid video they have from the surveillance. Okay, that's why this is so critical. So cell site data, ping data, very common tactic used by law enforcement to get to get your location, right? Especially when you're alleging you were somewhere when you really weren't, which we're clearly starting to see here. All right. So that's how the detectives were able to get it and build a case and get the probable cause to be able to get people's location. This is actually very common. All right. And getting these through the state bound at 406. Cell site data from Demon's cell phone, aka Melly, which is very important. Cell phone corresponded with the actual crime scene location, which is within the jurisdictional limits of Miramar, Broward County, Florida. Okay. William's cell phone also registered at the same location as Demon's. That's the victim. The cell phone for Thomas registered on a cell phone tower near the crime scene, but separate and apart from the false reported drive-by location. This evidence contradicts statements made by Henry at the hospital as it shows a different path traveled. These records also don't show Demon's meeting up with Withers and proceeding home with him. Oh, Lord. So do y'all see what just happened here? So basically, the cell phones show that Melly was with his co-defendant the entire time and never got in a Mitsubishi with the other guy, Withers, okay? And the victims were also in the vehicle. So now they're putting them all together in the Jeep. And another location, not the same location that YNW Bortland, a.k.a. Melly's co-defendant, originally told detectives. It was somewhere else. Right? These same cell phone records show the cell phones of Demons and Williams moving around the area west of I-75 and Pembroke Pines at 4:25 in the morning. Remember, guys, they went to the hospital at 4:35 in the morning, so 10 minutes before he went to the hospital. Prior to entering the hospital at 4:35, the records of Demons also indicated departure from the vehicle at 4:32. Oh, Lord! 3 minutes before he went to the hospital, it shows that Melly got out of the car. The cell phone records. All right? According to they pulled cell phone location data for all the phones, the victims and the suspects. Okay, because if I'm not mistaken, all of them were on Melly's plan. Melly had a T-Mobile plan for everybody, so probably not the best idea. But I digress. All right, so they were able to get the location data for all the phones to establish that Melly was there with them in the vehicle. All right. Whew. Okay, so here's another. I see y'all. Remember, Henry told them, hey, we got hit with a drive-by shooting over here. They went to check that area. They couldn't find no shell casings, no bullets, no glass, no nothing. But when they look at the cell phone records, they find a rural area of where they suspect the crime actually happened. So they get a canine that is trained to detect, probably this dog is probably trained to detect bullets. So the canine showed reaction to an area on the side of the road approximately 870 feet from the nearest north/south running cross street. Okay? And just so y'all know, like, the canines have names and they're considered like sworn officers themselves. Just so y'all know. So the dog has a badge number and all that stuff, right? And then if called to testify, right, the canine handler can come in and talk about the dog, how the dog is trained, etc. They'll go over, what the dog is specifically trained to do, whatever. So these dogs are legitimately like sworn officers almost. You know what I'm saying? They're worth a lot of money. Like one of these dogs is like 10 to 20 grand. Excuse me. So they bring the dog in, right? And they bring it to the area that they suspect is the real crime scene. All right? So the dog hits on one of the areas, 870 feet from the north/south running cross exit. A closer examination revealed a total of what? 8 .40 caliber Blazer S&W shell casings on the ground next to the roadway and the shoulder. 2 different types of shards of glass were found in close proximity to the shell casings. The first type of glass was a clear glass consistent with the front right passenger window of the vehicle, and the second type was a tinted glass consistent with the rear passenger side of the vehicle of the aforementioned vehicle. This crime scene was processed by CSI Curry. The casings were sent to the BSO Crime Lab, Broward County Sheriff's Office, for comparison and evaluation. A closer examination of the newly discovered crime scene revealed the vehicle was stopped at this location and weapons were discharged into the vehicle. The vehicle made a U-turn and fled the area. The other side of the road also had shards of glass consistent with the passenger windows of the vehicle. This was a contradiction to the statement made by Henry on the morning of the shooting at the hospital to this affiant. This was clearly not a drive-by shooting and no other vehicle pulled up next to them and started shooting as stated by Henry. This clearly shows a pattern of deceitfulness by Henry, all in an effort to mislead this investigation. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! So now, guys, they identified a new crime scene, the real crime scene. They found 8 bullet casings there. The dog hit on it, and they find shards of glass consistent with the Jeep rental that they had. And remember, Henry did not tell them any of this. All right? So CSI's Michael Kelly and Carroll conducted a trajectory analysis using rods and string to determine flight path of the projectiles according to their analysis. One of the projectiles entered the vehicle and struck the opposite side of the vehicle in a manner inconsistent with the vehicle being in motion. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! The trajectory analysis determined the flight path of 8 projectiles had entered from the rear left gate area and 8 bullet flight paths had entered from the right passenger side. Guys, in English, that basically means there was no way that the 2 victims could have been shot in a drive-by shooting the way Henry described, based on the way the injuries happened and also on the way how the victims were sitting and where the bullets came from. Okay? They literally recreated the bullet trajectories to show that there's no way that Henry's story would have matched up. Okay? The vehicle was stopped. Let's continue on. I received the autopsy report for Williams. Oh, Lord. But wait, there's more. It stated the wound path on the neck of Williams was from back to front, left to right, and upward. This was in contradiction to what was stated that a drive-by occurred on the right side of the vehicle while in motion. Williams also has a gunshot wound to his right shoulder and his chest. It should be noted, none of the flight paths from the exterior of the vehicle matched the wound path on the rear of Williams' head. It was obvious the projectile entered from the left rear side of the vehicle. And gentlemen, who was sitting in the left rear side of the vehicle from the surveillance footage from the music studio? YNW Melly. Oh shit! Oh shit! And they have it on footage. Then, January 11th, 2019, I received confirmation from the medical examiner's office that the entry wound on the left side of Thomas's face was an intermediate wound. Remember, guys, Thomas was the guy that was sitting right next to Melly, the light-skinned guy sitting right next to Melly. So Melly's back left passenger seat, and Thomas is sitting right next to him. This is very important right now. So they said there was an entry wound on the left side of Thomas's face was an intermediate wound. It should be noted there was a 3-centimeter stippling pattern around the entry wound. This was also in contradiction to what Henry said to this affiant at the hospital when he attempted to mislead this affiant to believe. See, I wouldn't put all this shit in here. I would have just said it was contrary to what he said. You know, he's making a lot of conclusions. Affidavit. I get it. Like, they're lying to you, bro. But, you know, this is the difference between the state and the feds. You just put the facts there, keep your conclusions out of it. But he's right. He ain't lying. This evidence shows the initial lethal shot occurred from inside the vehicle and was initiated from the left rear passenger side, the same position occupied by Melly, aka Demons. An intermediate wound, by definition, would indicate a distance of 3 inches to 3 feet between the victim and weapon. However, due to a 3-centimeter stippling pattern, the weapon was in close proximity to Thomas's head. In English, that means around the wound, when he was shot on the side of his face, there was a burn mark that it can only be put there from getting shot at what? Close range, guys. There's no way a drive-by shooting is going to create stippling on the victim's wound. Again, all right? Evidence from the autopsy revealed that both victims' wound patterns to their heads were from left to right. Evidence from the autopsy revealed that both victims' wound patterns to their heads were from left to right. Well, am I speaking English here or something? Yeah, not right to left. Left to right. Melly was sitting in the left, guys, which they have evidence of from the cell phones and also from the video surveillance. This directly contradicts statements made by Henry. All right. So, guys, remember how I told you they went to the real crime scene with the dog and they found those 8 shell casings? Guess what? Those shell casings matched the shell casing that was in the vehicle right where Melly was sitting. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! So they can conclude the same gun was used at in the 2 locations. Whew. Okay. But wait! Messaging of the Snapchat account of Demons revealed he was communicating with his girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, 14 days after the homicide. So 2 weeks after the homicide. And he goes, and I quote, "This nigga saved my life. He coming everywhere with me. Because if them crackers come grab him, it's my fault. You forgot. I keep Bortland with cuz at the end of the day, he did one of a realest shit in my life." Oh, God. My fault. You forgot. I keep Bortland with cuz at the end of the day, he did one of a realest shit in my life. These are interesting statements as they are referring to Demon's loyalty and association with Henry. They also suggest that Henry was loyal to him because he is the one who drove the bodies to the hospital and dealt with law enforcement. These statements also support the belief by law enforcement that Demons is the shooter, and the evidence leads back to him, and any further cooperation by Henry would be damaging to Demons. This warrant also reveals there was no communication between Demons and Withers on 10/26 as previously stated by law enforcement by Withers. Oh, Lord. So Henry goes to the hospital by himself with the 2 bodies. They die. He tells the police, hey, we got shot over here. Takes the police to said location. No evidence is found. Police get skeptical, interview witness, Withers, a.k.a. Red Mitsubishi guy. Hey, bro, where's Melly? Oh, he was with me in my car. Really? Police go to music studio, see that Melly actually got in the Jeep with Henry, which Henry never told the police that Melly got in the vehicle with him. Then the police go back to Withers. Hey, Red Mitsubishi guy, we actually know that Melly was in the Jeep. Why'd you lie? Oh, well, I didn't lie. We stopped on I-75 and he got in my car and we spoke over Snapchat. So the police pull the cell phone stuff and show that Withers drove his red Mitsubishi all the way fucking home. Never stopped on I-75. And then to put the nail in the coffin, they go through Melly's Snapchat conversations and see that he never had communication with Withers. Oh my shit. Oh! This bad boy, I'm just gonna. There we go. So here he is with his 2 friends. Okay. So that there's Juvy right there, and there's Sakchaser. And if you guys notice, he has a red bandana on his shirt, or his camouflage thingy. He is a blood gang member, which is another reason why they're going after him so hard. All right. But Sakchaser's here, Juvy's here. Those are 2 victims. All right. So, and this is a documentary the police were talking about. Now, as it. In summary, the following information supports the findings of probable cause, included but not limited to false statements made by Henry at the hospital, false statements made by witnesses involved, others to intentionally mislead this investigation, aka the guy Withers I told you about, red Mitsubishi guy. Demons fleeing the area, not cooperating or refusing to give a statement. You can't really use that against them, but I get it. It's probable cause. And manager of Demons, Jameson Francois, intentionally misleading this investigator, giving false statements stating he doesn't know where his client is presently located. It was later discovered that Francois was in communication with Demons and even drove him out of the area after the shooting. Okay. So remember how at 432, guys, Bortland took the bodies, he drove away and took the bodies to the hospital. Melly got out the car right before, and his manager picked him up from that area where right near where the killing happened. It was later determined by cell phone records that Demon and Williams were in this location determined to be the actual crime scene, which is isolated from individuals passing by and potential witnesses to murder. Cell phone evidence indicated that Demons was dropped off prior to Henry arriving at the hospital. The autopsy report shows the wound path for both victims' head wounds was from left to right direction. Shell casing inside the vehicle matched the casing on the outside of the vehicle. Evidence shows Williams and Thomas, the victims, were shot inside the vehicle, and the rounds came from the left rear passenger side of the vehicle, subsequently occupied by Melly, as they proved with the video surveillance footage. The crime scene was intentionally staged to appear the vehicle was involved in a drive-by shooting. Video evidence shows Henry changed his clothes, but the original shirt worn by Henry had a bloodstain pattern in it. In an interview with the mother and girlfriend of Demons, this is also important, guys, both stated that after the shooting, Demons called them via FaceTime and stated he was the victim of a drive-by shooting and his 2 friends were killed, thus placing him at the scene at the time of the incident. The mother of Demons' girlfriend also stated when she witnessed the FaceTime call, it appeared Demons was outside and hiding, waiting to be picked up. Oh, Lord. This is also consistent with the cell phone records of Demons. It should be noted that Demons was in possession of his phone before the incident, during the incident, and after the incident. This was also corroborated by cell phone records obtained in this case. Video on Melly's phone, okay, a month after the shooting, all right? Because they were able to get the phone. It took them a while, but they got the phone from his manager, Francois, Melly's manager, right? And he goes, there's no regrets for the shit that I did for that nigga to die. And then he does a gun motion like this to his head, and he throws up a blood gang sign. Say that again for y'all. A month after the murder, makes a video, goes, there's no regrets for the shit that I did for that nigga to die, while making a gun motion to his head with a blood gang sign, and ends the video. Woo! Got ballistics. They got phone information that is indisputable. Okay, that puts them at the locations. Okay, they got let's see here. They got conflicting testimony, right? They got autopsy reports that show that there was no way that they could have gotten shot by the right side, as Henry was saying. Dude, yeah. You know, the autopsy, the ballistics information, the phone information, the discrepancy in stories, the lying, they have a very, very strong circumstantial case. Very strong. And here's the other thing too, okay? I need y'all to understand that you can convict someone on circumstantial stuff. And they have phone information, the Snapchat conversations, they have the videos, right, with ambiguous confessions. Like, they have a lot of information, guys. All right? And this is the state. The state did a really good job here. All right? Now, what are the cons? Well, they don't have the murder weapon, right? The state does not have the murder weapon, and the state also does not have witnesses. Okay? So those are two weak things. They don't have the murder weapon and they don't have the witnesses. And they don't really have a strong motive. Okay? So there's some rumors. There's two main rumors of the motive here. But I want to make it clear, you don't need a motive to prove a murder case. Okay? You don't need it at all. A lot of the times it's nice to have it, because with premeditated murder, you're trying to establish that he intended to do this for some kind of reason. But the two reasons the state is going to say is, one is they're going to say it's financial, because they're all a part of YNW, and killing them would have definitely allowed Melly to make more money from his music, because he would have less people to split it up with. And then the second thing they're going to say is that YNW Sakchaser, the darker skinned individual, had some kind of argument with Melly's mom. Okay? Like, there was some kind of dispute, and he had apparently had said some disrespectful things or whatever, and Melly's mom got on video and said, "My son has big guns," blah, 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 because there was some kind of disagreement. So it could have been that. You know what I'm saying? It could have been the financial thing or that, but the motive isn't really clear cut yet. We're going to see a trial. So yeah, let's see here. And also, so this is what I think. So we know what the state's going to do. They're going to recreate the event. What the defense is going to do is they're probably going to do this. They're going to attack the detectives, right? They're going to attack. So anytime you have a trial, guys, what the defense likes to do all the time is they attack the investigators. So let's say you got an investigator that was, caught lying one time, aka you call it giglio, which is like, when someone isn't when a sworn officer isn't credible, or he's lied before, which was basically the worst. Once you get found to have lied or anything like that, or lack of candor or whatever, that's immediately going to disqualify you as a witness. So the defense is definitely going to attack the detectives, right? Character. So any type of internal investigations they might have had or whatever, they're going to bring all that shit up, because the prosecution has to disclose every single witness and give their background so the defense can properly cross-examine them, okay, in trial, right? And then what they're also going to do is they're going to attack, they're going to try to attack the phone evidence, and they're going to probably try to say, like, I don't know how they're going to do this, but they're going to potentially try to say, oh, Melly wasn't in possession of his phone, and he wasn't there. He left his phone in the car or something like that, which next time, if you guys want to commit a murder, do not bring your phone with you. All right. Put that shit leave that shit at home, or put it like, on a train or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Tape it to shout out to my guy, Bruce Rivers. He talked about this on No Jumper. It was hilarious. Tape it to like the bottom of the seat and just like let the train go. So you can say, hey, I was on this train at the time. You got an alibi. What else here? And then the other thing too is, they don't have Bortland testifying, so that's kind of a strong point for the defense. They don't have someone that's going to directly contradict Melly, because it looks like to me that Bortland's going to stay solid. But man, the stakes are crazy. Like I would be surprised if he didn't end up testifying, because remember, guys, he didn't actually pull the trigger. He didn't actually shoot anything. They did the gunshot test and they couldn't find any residue on his hands, right? And then on top of that, they had another witness come forward and say that he was with them. Fredo Bang and a couple of the other guys, they actually went and not Fredo Bang. Like a couple of their friends, they went and got the murder weapons and disposed of them. The manager disposed of the murder weapons. My bad, yeah. Melly's manager disposed of the murder weapons, and there's a witness saying that. So, man, I'd be surprised if Bortland didn't flip, because he's gonna potentially get life in prison or the death penalty. Let's see here. What else here? So yeah, those are the pros and cons of each side. And then just so y'all know, they're going to push really hard on Melly because he's an alleged gang member, which is a big reason why they're also pushing on here. So, okay.
Got too much to say to y'all. The only thing I'm gonna say is, number one, if y'all gonna do something stupid, make sure y'all really know how to clean up your mess. Alright? Number two, man, pick your friends wisely, yo. Pick your friends wisely, and I'm talking about Melly and Bortland. Because if you're your friend, number one, you wouldn't murder your friends, number one. Number two, you wouldn't even put your friend in a position like that to take that much responsibility. He basically gonna do the same amount of time as Melly if they are charged as guilty, and he ain't pull no trigger. You know what I mean? Everybody involved in this case, unfortunately, is gonna do time. Everybody who lied is unfortunately gonna do time if this man is found guilty. Period. Now, with all this being said, I went and pulled the affidavit. I'm not going by what the blog said. What do you guys think about this case? Do you guys think YNW Melly has a chance to beat this case? Is the police reaching with all these assumptions and cell phones and all this stuff? Or do you have enough proof to say, dang, Melly killed his best friends. Melly killed 2 of his best friends. What do you guys think? Hit the comment section with your opinion. I am Super Sean, and this is Famous Before the Fame podcast. By the